It's troubling. I will share the story with you. I was with my driver, and we were going to Bauchi for the ordination of the new bishop of Bauchi, new Catholic bishop of Bauchi. And right in front of us, this trailer coming, it missed a pothole, and it was coming right at us. My driver tried to swing up. We had a bus in front of us. The bus managed to swing, but because the trailer turned this way and that way, the side of the trailer touched the bus. 14-seater bus. It somersaulted. The second somersault took it into the ditch. The third somersault, I saw people flying out. And I was rushing because the ordination was taking place that morning. So I pulled over. I told my driver to pull over. My body was shaking because as I saw 3 or 4 people flying out of the bus, I worried because I said I didn't think we were going to find anybody alive. But we went into the ditch. And before I got to the ditch, it was in a predominantly Muslim village, because I know the village, called Babale, as you're going to Bauchi. Most of the people in that village are Muslims. And they all rushed across with their jalabiyas, and there are some people, Babariga, everybody, they all rushed across. And they went into the ditch. When I got down, I discovered that from the wrapper of the women, they had come from, from Oweri, and they were going to Bauchi for the ordination. And they were from a parish where the bishop to be ordained had been working. Now, imagine that these Hausa people there were struggling, and with them, we took out these 13 people who were in the bus. Except the driver, all of them were Igbos. Now, imagine that if somebody had snapped a photograph of this, let me use the word, these Muslims taking out these people, and there had been a writing on the bus to say that the bus was from Oweri. And somebody took a picture and posted the picture and said, the killing has started. See Hausa people killing Igbos. I make the point because we are on a very, very dangerous precipice. And we must therefore be careful. I went to Sarajevo about 5 years ago for a conference. And I was lucky, I physically went to where Archduke Ferdinand was stabbed on the 28th of June, 1914. If you go to Sarajevo, you see the place. In fact, that day, Nigeria was playing, was it Bosnia, during the World Cup. But I saw the place. And as you know, the First World War started over the story of the stabbing of Archduke Ferdinand. Nobody bothered for other details. It turned out to be a signal. On the 28th of June 1989, Ivan Stambolic asked Milosevic, Slobodan Milosevic, to go to Kosovo and address the Serbians. And the Serbians were marking a war that they fought with the Ottoman Empire in 1389, the 600th anniversary of that war. Milosevic got to the venue. 1 million Serbs gathered. And Milosevic told them, from today, nobody else is going to slap you. Now, the speech that Milosevic delivered, you can Google it, you find it on Google, is the most passionate speech. But it ignited sentiments and set the pace for the killings that started and led to the Serbian War. Many of you remember a young man called Valentine Strasser, who was president of, you remember? President of where? Sierra Leone. You remember him? They had a president called Joseph Momo, who was a retired general. Now, Joseph Strasser became president at the age of 25. And they were fighting the rebels. And the story was that a few of them, young boys, they just went to the presidential to ask for salaries. I was told he was a very good dancer and so on. They just wanted a bit of, life. They got there, the president got frightened, left, they took over, and at the age of 25, he became president. Very interesting because I make the point that nobody knows what will trigger off what. On the 6th of April 1994, This was when the famous shooting of the aircraft happened in Rwanda. The airplane carrying, President Habyarimana and the president of Burundi. It sparked off the Rwandan genocide. February 27, 1933, it is alleged that actually Hitler had a hand in the burning of the Reichstag, which was the German parliament. But the burning of that building, when they were having a party in the house of Goebbels. And when Hitler was told that the Reichstag was on fire, the first thing he said was, it must be the communists. It marked the beginning of the killing of the communists, then the killing of the trade union, then finally the killing of the Jews. And that is why in German history, for the responsibility of the church, you remember the saying of one of our priests who said, when Hitler first came, he came for the communists and I didn't speak up because I was not a communist. Then he came for the trade unionists, I didn't speak up because I was not a trade unionist. Then he came for the Catholics, I didn't speak up because I was not a Catholic. By the time Hitler came for me, after he came for the Jews, there was nobody left to speak for me. The question is, we cannot begin to deploy hatred because, you see, you notice that before every killing, you have to so reduce the humanity of the other that it justifies whatever you have to do. It was easy for the people of Rwanda, for the Hutus to start killing the Tutsis, because already the media had already characterized the Tutsis as cockroaches. That was the name they had for them. It is easy for us to deploy hatred across the country. If you ask the Yoruba, there's a joke, and the joke has many versions. He said that there was an accident somewhere in Ogbomoso, and they made one Alabi. So Alabi, the police said, Alabi, did you see this accident? He said, yes. Was the accident fatal? Alabi said, what will be fatal, sir? He said, like people die? He said, no, people will not die. But only 3 Gambari die, but people will not die. You can turn that story upside down, but the point I'm making is that it is very easy for us as a country to get to that point. But again, so how should power be used for the betterment of our society? Again, when Jesus says, and for us as Christians, it is important that we understand the meaning of Christianity. Because Christianity is not like any other religion. I'm not talking about superiority or even comparative religion. I'm not talking about superiority of religions. But Christianity isn't just like any other religion. Because it's a religion that triumphs in the worst things that we can think about. Which kind of religion will celebrate death? Which kind of religion will ascribe to the kind of thing Jesus was talking about? When he says, blessed are the poor in spirit, the kingdom of heaven belongs to them. If you are slapped on one cheek, turn the other. Pray for your enemies. Carry no money. Imagine, when Jesus says to the apostles, he said, you are taking the gospel to all the ends of the earth. And then the next thing Jesus says to them, first of all, they have no idea where is the end of the earth. And I've often said to myself, if I were a follower of Jesus, I would have said, Oga, if you wanted this thing to go to the end of, you are going away now, you are telling us, where is the end of the earth? But then, the next thing Jesus says to them is, because if you are going from here to Abeokuta, what you need to carry is not the same as somebody going from here to Sokoto, especially if you are going on foot. Now, Jesus says, go to the end of the world. And while these people are preparing a business plan and how to mobilize resources, Jesus says to them, carry no money, carry no haversack. These are the distortions, let me put it that way, in human terms, and the contradictions of Christianity. And that is why when we speak about the power of weakness, I use 2 examples, apart from the Lord Jesus Christ. I use the story of Mother Teresa, who, as you know, lived in India, started her life as a nun. By the time she started her mission, she didn't have she didn't have the resources. But guess what? When she died, the funeral procession was 5 kilometers long. She is about the only woman, apart from our Blessed Mother, that even